Golden State Warriors players' lavish lifestyle.
The Splash Brothers, Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, are arguably the best shooting backcourt. But how much do they splash in their lifestyle? The Golden State Warriors is an extremely successful team, having the third highest NBA championships as well as the third most finals appearances, just behind the Lakers and the Celtics. And part of the success is all thanks to Steph Curry and, of course, Klay Thompson. Nicknamed the Splash Brothers since their spectacular season in 2012, Curry and Thompson are well compensated for their talents. Curry earns a reported $50 million salary, and we haven't even touched his endorsements. Thompson isn't too far behind, making an incredible $40.6 million a year. Now outside the court, the two stars are big ballers, splashing huge money on all things lavish. So how exactly do they spend their money? Multiple palatial homes worth millions. Why settle for an ordinary home when you could buy a huge multi-million-dollar mansion in one of the most exclusive places in the country? That's right, the Splash Brothers didn't spare any expense when choosing their perfect homes. Klay Thompson owns a luxurious $2.2 million seaside home in Dana Point, California, in Orange County. Instead of settling in the ultra-high-end suburbs of Southern California like his fellow stars, the multiple NBA champion picked the 2,433 square foot because it's close to the ranch he grew up in. Aside from the breathtaking view of the Pacific Ocean, the house has 3 bedrooms and 4 baths, a pool, a gaming room, a bar, and a lounge. A couple of years later, he bought another home in Oakland for $2.44 million. Now, Thompson's homes are far from simple or cheap, but Curry's takes lavish living to the next level. In 2019, Curry dished out a mind-blowing $31 million on a 3-story mega mansion in Atherton, California. At the time, this was the biggest real estate sale in Atherton and the entire Bay Area. Now, if you don't know, Atherton is the wealthiest zip code in the entire country. But then in 2020, reports emerged that he'd sold his 7,535 square foot home for $31.2 million, upgrading to a whopping 17,700 square foot, $30 million mega home still in the Bay Area. While the home is quite private, we do know that the stucco and glass-fitted house has 7 bedrooms and 9 baths, a wine cellar, movie theater, full bar, formal dining rooms, a gourmet kitchen, sun deck, cabana, and a well-maintained lawn. Aside from this home, Curry also has a $15 million mansion in Malibu and a $2.1 million vacation home in Winter Park, Florida. Top-of-the-line car collections. Now, these decorated NBA stars not only live lavishly, but ride big too. For a multi-millionaire like Curry, one custom luxury car is surely not enough, so he bought himself not 2, but 7 luxury cars, making his collection one of the most impressive in the NBA. His most expensive machine to date has to be his 2017 Porsche 911 GT3 RS, which is currently priced at nearly $200,000. This is closely followed by his Porsche Panamera Turbo S, which costs at least $150,000. Curry also owns a Mercedes-Benz G55, Cadillac Escalade ESV, Tesla Model X90D, 2018 Infiniti Q50, and 2016 Kia Sorento SXL. Thompson's also a sucker for luxury cars, though his collection is 2 cars less than Curry's. His most expensive cars are the 2020 BMW i8, valued at $137,089, and the Mercedes-Benz G-Class, whose price starts at $139,900. He also owns a Chevy Camaro, Land Rover Range Rover Velar, and Lincoln Continental. But you'll rarely find Thompson cruising around California in one of these luxury cars, as he prefers a different kind of machine. Thompson's most impressive asset has to be his 37-foot luxury boat, which, believe it or not, is his ride to work. Yeah, he literally makes a splash to practice. Anyway, he reportedly spent upwards of $400,000 for the maritime equivalent of a supercar. Fancy watch collections. The Splash Brothers are no doubt men of style. While the typical style for both is not usually over the top, they're still pretty stylish and classy whenever they make public appearances. But it's not just their designer clothes that stick out, but their watches too. Yes, Curry and Thompson are almost always rocking some type of watch when out of the court. But while Thompson seems to fancy more simplistic timepieces from Tissot, Curry prefers to spend big bucks on one-of-a-kind pieces. His collection includes a $20,000 Rolex Sea Dweller Deep Sea, which he's often spotted wearing, as well as a $57,000 Cartier Santos Skeleton, a $55,000 Audemars Peugeot Royal Oak Dual Time, and a $36,000 Rolex President Day Date 2, to name a few. Successful business ventures and investments. Far from the palatial homes and extravagant cars, these Golden Warriors players pump millions of dollars into their respective business ventures. Curry, for one, loves movies almost as much as he loves the game. So much so that he actually owns a production company that he set up back in 2018, along with 2 other partners. Dubbed Unanimous Media, the company produces films around sports, faith, and family themes. It's most notably known for Stephen vs. the Game, a documentary about Curry's career, Breakthrough, which enjoyed decent success at the box office, and a mini-game called Holy Moly. The company's rapid success is, in huge part, thanks to the deal with Sony Pictures. He also owns CS30 Inc., which he started years ago to manage his different investments and partnerships. More recently, Curry announced that he'd entered the spirits market with the launch of his own liquor line, Gentleman's Cut Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. We also can't forget his support for his wife's businesses. Yes, Aisha Curry is a successful businesswoman in her own right, promoting a huge lifestyle channel on YouTube, to launching her own cookbook, line of cookware, meal kits, jewelry, bedding, and more. In all, Curry has interests in more than 14 businesses, of course in varying degrees. While Curry pursues his passion for the movies, Thompson's busy building a cannabis empire. Yeah, you heard that right. Together with 3 other business partners, Thompson started Just Live CBD, a company that produces CBD products to aid athletes with stress, sleep, and recovery. This was inspired by his own journey of dealing with injuries that forced him to miss an entire NBA season. He's also not afraid of some investment risk, having a bet on a couple of companies, including Dapper Labs, Carbon Health, and Sunday, giving back to the community. Curry and Thompson may spend heavily on their lavish lifestyles, but they still have managed to set an example among fans by giving back to the community, individually and through their respective foundations. Through the Thompson Family Foundation that he runs with his family, Thompson has contributed thousands of dollars to causes and programs that uplift the lives of youths in the US and the Bahamas. In 2022, he made headlines when he auctioned 2 rides on his fishing boat for a whopping $250,000 each, donating all the money to charity. On top of that, Thompson teams up with the Good Tidings Foundation every year to buy children holiday meals and take them on shopping sprees. As for Curry, he's also no stranger to making headlines for his philanthropic efforts. A good example is the time he donated more than $80,000 to the fight against malaria. He's also made a lot of contributions through the Eat, Learn, Play Foundation, which he started with his wife. Curry's well known for supporting black movements and regularly donates to Howard University, a historically black college, so that it can represent itself in golf, a game that was traditionally viewed as classist and racist. He's also been praised for helping out his friends when they're going through difficulties in their personal lives. So what's the most outlandish thing the Splash Brothers purchased that shocked you? Leave us a comment below.